Russia's latest drone strike on the outskirts of Kyiv has killed at least one person and wounded 11 others. Well, the regional governor confirmed the casualties following overnight attacks. And this comes after a broader wave of Russian drone and missile strikes late Friday that left at least 3 people dead and knocked out power to hundreds of thousands across Ukraine. The Energy Ministry says more than 600,000 people remain without electricity nationwide, including 500,000 in the capital itself. And Moscow claims that it targeted infrastructure supporting Ukraine's military industry. Kyiv says civilian sites were deliberately struck. Ukraine, meanwhile, has carried out new attacks at sea. Security service officials say domestically produced Sea Baby naval drones struck 2 Russian oil tankers in the Black Sea. The vessels, identified as Kairos and Virat, are described as part of Russia's shadow fleet used to evade sanctions. A video released by the Ukrainian side claims to show both tankers being hit off Turkey's Black Sea coast. Ukrainian intelligence says the operation is part of ongoing efforts to restrict Russia's ability to finance the war. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has ordered a revision of the country's core defense documents. He met with Defense Minister Denis Shmyhal and Intelligence Chief Kylo Budanov as Russia steps up its offensive in Zaporizhzhia and Donetsk. Zelensky says updated defense planning is needed and has instructed the government to fully fund the purchase of drones, which are now central to Ukraine's strategy in countering Russia's larger forces. In a separate move, Rustem Umerov, Secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, has been appointed as the head of Kyiv's delegation for negotiations on resolving the conflict. The decree by President Zelensky takes immediate effect and follows the resignation of former Chief of Staff Andriy Yermak after anti-corruption raids at his residence. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff are scheduled to meet Ukrainian negotiators in Florida today as Washington prepares to present its revised plan to end the war. Meanwhile, in Europe, French President Emmanuel Macron will meet Ukrainian President in Paris for talks which are focused on what officials call the conditions for a just and lasting peace. And in South Africa, police have arrested 4 men who were allegedly headed to Russia to join its armed forces. The arrest followed an investigation involving the daughter of former President Jacob Zuma over claims that she helped recruit fighters for Russian mercenary groups.